And you're listening to 91.3 FM, WCUW in Worcester, Massachusetts, the Dr. Chris Radio Horror Show. If you're not listening to us on 91.3 or streaming us on Radio Free America or on WCUW.org, hopefully you're catching this on our YouTube channel in a week or so after it's aired and broadcast. Tonight on the show, all the way from Lithuania, we have Jennny Biatch on the show with us, an alternative model and photographer. Thank you for coming on the show with us, Jennny.
Yes, hello.
And you're all the way in Lithuania, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. How is that country? I don't know much about it. I've only ever been up to Canada and been throughout the United States.
It's a kind of small country, Europe. Some people think that we are Eastern Europeans, but recently we kind of noticed ourselves as a Northern. So it's kind of funny story, But although we are kind of small country, but we have lots of really nice things here, like some interesting places for tourists, For example, in the capital, Vilnius, where I live, we have Gediminas Tower, which is really famous. We have a hill of 3 crosses. Also, what is interesting for the dark world, in the small town we have a huge hill which is full of crosses, a lot of crosses. Some people think that it's haunted, but the main idea of this hill is for the religious people to put a little or probably a big cross and to make a wish. And this hill is so full of crosses so that some tourists get scared of it. So it's really interesting,
Anyone famous that was buried there? Or is it a graveyard, or what is it?
No, it's not a graveyard. It's just a simple hill where people just put their crosses there.
Oh.
As a wish, yeah.
Interesting.
And so that's all about it. Nothing really famous.
Interesting. And of course, you're a photographer yourself besides being a model?
Yes, I am.
What do you enjoy taking pictures of?
Mostly people. Actually, I was when I started to take pictures, I was photographing nature. I was doing it since 6th grade, so I was 12 years old, Now I'm 22, and I got bored, actually. So I started doing portraits. Because people are more interesting, actually, You can talk with them, you can kind of know deeper, like a soul or something like that, and it shows in a photograph. And I really want to capture those moments of a human soul, something like that. And yeah, that's why I turned to portraits, mostly.
Capturing the human soul. Have you ever heard,
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something in Europe that they've ever talked about, but in America, when the camera was first invented back during the Civil War, the American Civil War, they believed that the camera could capture a soul, and people were frightened to take their picture.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
But a lot of that superstition was put to rest when the first American president to ever have his picture taken was Abraham Lincoln. And if Abraham Lincoln, the president of the United States during the Civil War, was willing to have his picture taken, then people should be fine having their picture taken. And I think that dispelled a lot of the rumors about soul capturing.
Yeah, exactly. It's really funny, the thing. Actually, I have some friends who are really afraid of me taking photos of them, and I was really, I didn't understand them, where this camera fear comes from. But yeah, with this story that you just told, it's still living among us.
I believe it's like superstitious nonsense,
Yeah, kind of.
Now, what made you, where does your name come from? Because that's not your real name, and your real name is a little bit hard to pronounce, but we won't give it away. Where does Jennny Biatch come from?
It's really a funny story, There's a little story behind it. I was acting in a play, and it was called a Three Penny Opera, and my role was Low Dive Jennny. It's a character based on Jenny Diver, and she is a notorious British pickpocket. And my character was an owner of a brothel. Yes, she was a strong, beautiful woman, and I really liked her as a person. And in that play, Jenny gives Mackie, her former lover, a shelter from the police, and she's jealous of his wife. It's really interesting story. I made this role so good that my friends were calling me Jenny after that. It was really funny, and I was like, why not? Why can't I take this name as my stage name, But there's a lot of Jennies out there, and I thought that I need to add something to it. Absolutely accidentally, I saw this Biatch thing, which is, you can see the thing behind it. And I thought that it's really kind of funny, kind of interesting, kind of catchy, and I just used it. So put the Jenny and Biatch together, and you get me, Jennny Biatch.
Are you a big fan of film itself, film and theater?
Actually, yes, because I was acting for 1 year. I was studying it. We had a really nice tradition that every week we went to the play to watch the plays, and it was really warm feeling, in the theater. I really liked it, and I was dreaming to be an actress, but it so turned out that I become a model, so it's kind of close to it.
What made you want to pursue this line of modeling, with it being Gothic, alternative, kind of, the looks that you're going for? Where did that all start and come about?
It started when I was 16. All the people that are, in some subculture, we are kind of different. There was a lot of bullying around, I just felt that this dark style, dark gothic metal kind of style, just suits me, and I was feeling like I'm at home. Really, it's ironic to say, but I felt really warm and nice being in this gothic world. So I was really interested in this. I was interested in clothing style and how goths and other dark style lovers decorate their home. And day after day, I just started dressed like this. I really liked it. This is how it turned out. This is how I become a goth. And after some time, it was 1 year before, I guess, 1 year earlier, I saw a Danny Devine, if you know this model. Also, I saw Starfucked and Kato and Rin.
Mm-hmm.
They are alternative models, and I really liked what they are doing because, we have the same style. We probably have the same kind of opinion. And I thought, just why I can't do this? I can. And that's how it started.
What you mentioned, I've seen you talk about how much a big fan you are of motorcycles and tattoos, but you only have the one
yes.
Cheshire. You have the one Cheshire let me start over. You have the one Cheshire cat tattoo, but are you looking to get more tattoos, and do you ride a motorcycle yourself?
Oh, about the tattoos. Yes, definitely. I'm waiting for my second one. And it's going to be a cute little bat with a moon.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a thing for the moon. Just don't know why. And it's going to be on my second thigh. And about the motorcycles, yes, I just love everything about motorcycles because, the feeling when you're riding it, it's just something magical. I just can't explain it. You just have to feel it. And I'm actually working on my driver's license right now. So soon, in the near future, I hope I will have my very first motorcycle. And of course, it's going to be Honda.
Where do you so you've ridden on motorcycles before? Do you prefer that over horses or horses to motorcycles?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I can't say that it's the same, but the feeling that you get, it's kind of similar because when you're riding horses, you feel like some people say that you feel like flying or something like that, like you are borrowing the freedom. And it's pretty much the same with the motorcycles because there's a saying that when you drive a car, you watch the movie, but when you ride a motorcycle, you're living in it. So it kind of sums it up. But I can't choose between those two. I just can't.
When you do modeling, do you create a lot of the images yourself, or do you work with a photographer to create their artwork?
Mostly all the ideas are mine. I create everything from clothing, makeup, all the set is just my artwork. And most of the time, I just ask for my colleagues, photographers, to help me. I tell them the story behind it, I tell them ideas, I tell them what I want to see, and they just help me to capture it. But of course, there are some photo sets where I was just a model. I did nothing. I got a girl who did my makeup, a girl who did the photograph, and I just sat there, kind of like that. I was just a model. But yeah, most of the time I am the creator. I I think about all the stuff that you see in my pictures.
Couple of the comments I've seen in your pictures for some of the stuff that's maybe a little bit more, flaunting, a little bit sexier. You have people saying, now take off the rest and do this, that, and the other thing. And a lot of it's coming
Oh
across
yeah.
as very misogynistic and piggish. How do you deal with people like that? And is it really hard as a female model who's trying to be alluring and sexy to not put up with people who are just like take it all off and other nasty comments?
Oh yeah, that's a really good question. I actually was waiting for it. I can speak about this probably all night. Yes, the
We
first
got like
thing
20 minutes,
to
so you're good.
okay. The first thing how you deal with this is just ignore. Just simply ignore it. Just do what you like to do your thing, and ignore all the nasty comments like take the rest. Yes. But you know, my whole model career is kinda based on it because I myself am kind of feminist, but not the feminazi one, because I believe that woman should have a choice to present herself how she wants, and if she wants to be sexy, go ahead. That's your choice. That's your thing. And but there's a one little problem, like you said, all those misogynist men who think that they can say all those things to a woman just because she put there a sexy photo. No, it's not. It's really not cool. Absolutely. But you know, most of the time you just have to ignore it. And if you don't want to ignore it, well, me too happened. All this thing. So yeah, that's probably it.
Do you ever want to do like lingerie modeling or bikini modeling or semi-nude modeling if it's something that you come up with?
I tried to do that probably 4 times, if I'm correct,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't my thing, because if you want to do a nude or lingerie modeling, you have to trust yourself firstly
Mm-hmm.
and your photographer. Because there are some photographers, especially men, who are just using this kind of nude, sexy thing to get to you. It's really happening. It's weird, but it does. But when I tried to do that, I just felt that it's not the thing for me, you know. I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't feeling nice about that. So I just probably won't do this again in the soon time. So yeah, that's it. And about lingerie, like I said, you have to trust yourself, and you have to be confident about your body type and everything like that. And I'm not really secure with this, you know. But actually, that is one of the reasons why I started the modeling career. Because, you know, all this acceptance that I get from my followers, it really boosts my self-esteem. I started to believe that I am pretty, that I can do this. So probably after some time is a possibility that you will see me in a lingerie photo set.
Have you done any trade shows or conventions or done any like public appearances as a model for anybody?
Oh, not yet, not yet. But I am planning to do one because I had this idea to make an exhibition of kind of my photos. We have this local bar, more more like a club, where concerts happen, exhibitions happen, some stuff like that. And I was thinking, like, why not? Why shouldn't I put my photos on there? Talk about myself as a photographer, as an artist, like here in Lithuania, because not much people know me here. I'm more known worldwide than here in Lithuania.
Well, where are you from originally?
Here, Lithuania.
Okay, you are from Lithuania itself. Okay, but you want to be more like internationally known?
Yes, actually, yes, because we have this not good thing in Lithuania where all those more like mid-age women, like older women, are kind of oppressing young girls who want to become a models, and especially alternative models. They just don't really understand the concept. And so, yeah, that's why we don't have many models here, because, you know, people just don't really understand us. And this is kind of my little goal, you know, to talk more about it, to talk to people, tell the world, you know, like, yes, we exist and there's nothing bad about it.
Talk a little bit about the photo shoot that you have coming up. Sorry, not coming up. Excuse me. Let me start over. Talk a little bit about the photo shoot that you did with the other woman. You got the flames behind you, and the two of you are kissing and embracing each other.
Yes. Well, this was really nice and funny photo shoot because my girl that you see in the photo, she came up with this idea. That was her idea. She saw a picture on the internet, and she told me, like, why can't we have a photo like this? I was like, yeah, exactly. Why not? Let's do this. Let's do this. And after some time, we were planning all the things, you know, like clothing, the place, the photographer, the makeup artist. And the photographer was, why can't we add some flames to it? Yeah, why can't we? And everything came up just like that. Like, why not flames? Go ahead. Why not smoke? You know, go ahead. And that's how the funny things happening. You just find some artistic, crazy people, and you brainstorm all the ideas. And if you're crazy enough to do them, you do them. And that's how the photo shoot came up.
In a couple of your pictures, I noticed you have this gorgeous but furless cat. I believe is that like an Egyptian cat?
Yes, it's a sphinx.
It's a sphinx.
It's
okay.
Yes, Canadian sphinx.
Canadian sphinx.
And
Okay, so it's not Egyptian. It's
no,
okay.
it's not.
All right.
It's Canadian sphinx.
Someone told me once that that's an Egyptian style cat, but Canadian sphinx. Are they typically hairless? What's your cat's name?
My cat's name is Dorian, and you probably could hear him meowing in the background.
A little bit, yeah. We heard
Yeah,
just
sorry
with a
about
tiny bit. No,
that.
that's fine. That's fine. Gives ambiance to the interview.
That's perfect. There is this specific breed of the cats that hairless. There is a Don Sphinx, Canadian Sphinx, and one more that I can't remember. And yeah, they are. That's how they are. Yeah, they're hairless. They don't have eyelashes. They don't have fur, but they are really friendly. And what's funny thing about them, it's kind of dog in cat's fur skin, kind of. Because this cat behaves like a dog. It's meowing all the time. He wants to play all the time. He's active. He's running around the house. He wants attention. He loves being around people. He can't sleep just all day. He's really, really curious about everything. And when I came home, every time when he hears the door being locked up, he runs to the door and he says, "Meow, hello, welcome back home." So it's really friendly. It's really active cat. It's really funny to have him around.
What are we of course do a lot of chat about movies and television and horror here on the show. Do you have a particular favorite either gothic kind of film or maybe a horror film that you're a big fan of? And it can even be something international that we might not be aware of.
I have a lot of films actually. Of course. My favorite director is Tim Burton.
Oh, really? And what
You know,
any particular Tim Burton film?
probably everyone, all the films.
Every
But
single wait, hold on. Tim Burton has put out some stinkers, including like I'm not going to name any because I don't need people leaving comments and going what I disagree with you, and I'm going to be a bastard and leave shitty comments on your page now. But you can't like every Tim Burton film because he has put out some garbage. Um,
yes, I read about it. I
but
read about it, and yes, we won't mention it.
any one in particular that you absolutely truly love?
Let me think. There was, of course, Big Eyes. I really love this one.
I think Big
I
Eyes
have,
is heavily underrated. I think that's a beautiful movie.
yes, exactly. I think the same. It's really beautiful movie.
Mm.
If someone haven't seen it, just go. Do it right now. Also the classics, Nightmare Before Christmas,
Hmm.
Frankenweenie,
Oh yeah,
Corpse
Frankenweenie.
Bride.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, the animation, it's amazing.
the film that really got me attached to him, and I absolutely still love to this very day. It's actually celebrating its 30th anniversary this year. Is Tim Burton starring Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder, Beetlejuice.
Yes, yes, I remember this one. Actually want to see it again. And I will, absolutely will.
Did you know
Yes,
here in the
this is
United
really
States
nice.
there was a Beetlejuice cartoon series?
Oh no, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah. I don't know what type
Wow.
of I don't know what the region is over in where you're in Lithuania for like DVD Blu-ray coding, but here in the United States they put out a Beetlejuice animated series box set and there were 92 episodes of this
Oh
cartoon.
wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's the adventures of Beetlejuice and Lydia. It follows the storyline from the movie, but not really. It's kind of its own thing. So it's just like the adventures of Beetlejuice and Lydia in the underworld. So you get the goth girl Lydia and this like red dress costume, and she hangs out with her best friend Beetlejuice.
Oh wow. I really should check it out.
Definitely. Like I said, I don't know if the coding will work in where you're from, but you can always you can always check.
Okay, we'll see. I will try this. Of course.
Why don't you give away your social media information or where people can contact you if they'd love to book you for a photo shoot, and maybe one day we'll see you in the United States.
Oh, I really hope so. This is my dream. And you can find me on Facebook. It's Jenny Biatch,
Hmm.
like Biatchnh. You can also find me on Instagram. It's always yours, Jenny. And probably that's the main ones. Check my Facebook, and you can find my all social media right there.
I will also send you a link to my own little piece of Gothic culture. I have a comic book, and in the comic book, we take the entire story of Dracula and gender swap the entire cast.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Thank you.
That sounds really interesting.
I will send you a link to the Facebook page for you to check out.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, and the first issue should hopefully be out sometime this year. But it's my own little piece of little Gothic culture because the whole story is in black and white. And I put a big emphasis on like the backgrounds and the characters in very Gothic designs.
Oh, that's perfect. That sounds really, really nice.
Thank you. But thank you so much for coming on the show with us to talk a little bit about you, who you are in your career, and we wish you the best of luck.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. Thank you.